What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fan Fridays. Today we're doing a deck called Heavy Metal. It was submitted by Sean in the Facebook group there, and yeah, it's a ton of fun. Deck list is actually in the description. There is no tech for the video here because this is a Fan Friday submission, so that means that the full list will be just going up as is, and then we'll just kind of talk about it as the stream goes on. Someone with 5-0 with the Boros Aggro deck this week. Nice. I do think that the Boros Aggro list has a lot of great points for us, and hopefully will probably be a tier 2, maybe even a tier 1 deck down the road. It's trying to migrate. No. Let's see. Making sure I'm catching up with the list here. Yeah, Sanctum Seeker does work, C-Monkey. I do agree now, after kind of looking at that list he had made. All right. Let's get right into it, guys. On this list, I'm going to kind of go over it card by card, and then we can go into matches. So first up here we have Fanatical Firebrand. It's a 1 mana haste 1/1. Great to be able to get it in turn 1 damage, because the point of this deck is, of course, Path of Metal here, a 2 mana legendary enchantment. When Path of Metal enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each creature that doesn't have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste, which is already good for us at being able to combat token-based strategies. But whenever we attack with at least 2 creatures that have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, and or Haste, transform Path of Metal. It, of course, taps for 1 mana of any color. We can pay 2, tap it, deal 2 damage to an opponent, and pay 3, tap it, and choose a creature at random that attack this turn, destroy that creature. So great against a slower, like, tempo strategy or a control strategy, and fantastic against another aggro strategy. Next up here we have 4 Shock, 4 Belmont Courier, 4 Adorned Pouncer, 4 Earthshaker Kinra, already fantastic so far, 2 Carry Zev, 4 Lightning Strike, 3 Path of Metal, 4 Relentless Raptor. This is the card that I kind of have, I would say, the biggest point of contention with. I think On-Crop Crasher is better in the format than this card right here. Being able to attack and block every single turn is fine. Being a 3/3 Vigilance is also good, but being the double color need requirements here is a little high, and also not having haste makes this card just die to removal really quickly. Hazard the Fervent is amazing here, and of course Glorybringer is our finisher. On the sideboard we have 3 Authority Consoles, 4 Direfleet Daredevil. I do think this is good against the aggro matchup, maybe the control matchup with heavy removal. I'm not sure about a 4 of here. 4 Aerial Responder. This is another one I feel like maybe we'll want to put somebody like Glorybound Initiate, although that can die to the Path of Metal. I do think this card's good. I just think the double white is kind of scary. 2 more Gideon, and then of course 2 Cast Out. I do think in the sideboard we probably need some more like Settle the Wreckage, maybe some Fumigates. I think probably Settle for 2 Responders or 2 Daredevils here. That might make this a bit better. We don't have any artifact removal as well. We do have 2 Cast Out, but of course, having no artifact removal does make us weak to Godfrey's Gift strategies, things like that. Although we are very fast, I do think still having some form of removal for those kind of strategies is important in the game too. But let's go into the matches here, and then we'll see what we do. Move this up over here. There we go. He's here, and how was pre-release? I didn't get to go, Jace, because we were snowed in last weekend. But today's release day, correct? Let's see your opening hand for us. We have 2 mana Kinra, Courier, Firebrand, Shock, and Metal. This is going to be a key for us. We're on the draw, though, so we are going to be behind a turn. What's up, Craig? Let's see here. Go for a mountain here. Let's go for a Inspiring Vantage here. We could try for a Courier, but I do want to go for a Firebrand first. Yeah, I didn't get to go to a pre-release, Craig. It was awful. Getting in for 1 here. We didn't want to play the Courier out just yet because we are playing up against, it looks like another Boros strategy. That does mean that the Courier could die immediately to a Shock or a Magna Spray. Okay, here. Okay, so we're 3 colors here. Looks like a Swashbuckler. Could go for Path of Metal here, and then destroy the Swashbuckler here. I think that's pretty fair. The best thing about the Firebrand here is that it can kill creatures, basically, like this. And then next turn we'll get in either 2 Couriers or a Kinra and a Courier, and get the flipped Path of Metal. Pass turn. It's definitely a fight for board state and board presence, so we definitely want to get cards like that out of the way as quickly as possible. 6 cards in our opponent's hand, 2 mana on the battlefield. Ooh, getting into blue here. 4 colors. Stormfleet Sprinter here. So many colors here. Very interesting. Yeah, Metal flips next turn for us since our opponent just played out the Stormfleet Sprinter. So we'll play out the Courier, the Kinra, get a flip. Or Courier, Kinra, and probably... Let's see... Either 2 Couriers or a Courier and Kinra. Or 2 Couriers and a Shock. That could also work. Strike is amazing. Look at that Chef at Dunes here. I do think getting up the 2 Couriers and holding up a Shock is a little bit better here. Because remember, it's 2 creatures with haste, and we do have haste on both of these creatures here. And these aren't legendary, so we can get multiples out at the same time. Opponent can't do anything for this turn. We're going to hold up this Shock. We can actually use Lightning Strike as soon as Path of Metal flips. Yeah, we don't want to waste the end of the battlefield ability here. Exactly, Zakading. Getting out. Getting a flip. Exiling some cards with Courier. You're a waste of it in the battlefield. Zakading's mom. Aw. Alright. Got a flip on turn 3 of Path of Metal here. 2 mana available, holding up for a Shock or a Lightning Strike for our opponent. Getting them down to 17. What's up, Bert? Okay, pass turn. Alrighty. Excuse me. Thank you, Keno. Appreciate that. Unclaimed territory, naming pirates, I would assume. Human. Okay. Interesting. We don't want to use Shock or Strike on the upkeep here. We want to wait for maybe an attack first and then use it, unless they play another creature that needs blue. Let's see. 2 mana. Using blue here. Another Sprinter. Interesting. Let's just go for a Shock on one of them. Shutting that tempo down. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Keep in mind we have Bomat Couriers out on the battlefield here, so we have abilities to kind of push our opponent away so we can fill up our hand. Next turn we may just keep our mana open unless we get into a mana... Or unless we get into something else. Yeah, we're just going to get into mana here. I think we're going to keep Earthshaker Kinner in our hand for now, and then keep our mana open for a Tower of Triumph activation. I do think that's pretty decent. Yeah, with First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste. Yeah, it's basically a mixed match. What's good, Tay? That's pretty good, Ezra. Enjoying my Friday. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. If you can go out to a F&M tonight, that'd be awesome. If not, stay indoors, play some draft on MTGO. Getting your opponent down to 15 here. Alright, if they don't have a play to play out another creature here for attacks, we're going to use this right here and destroy the Sprinter. Yeah, Ram of Bread isn't back because Ram is banned. That's true. Very true. Opponent went straight into attacks here. Alright. Gonna go for a tower here. Destroy the attacking creature. Choose a creature at random. Well, there's only one creature to choose. Gonna go for an Abrade on one of our couriers here. I'm fine with that. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Now would be probably a good time to get out the Earthshaker Canner this next turn, or a Firebrand as well. Ooh, okay. Let's go for a Firebrand. Let's go for a Kinner. Or keep in mind this can tap for any color mana. And then we just get in for 4 points of damage. Very nice. We have enough mana for also for a Chef at Dunes if you want to, and if we get into a Glorybringer, we can play that out too. And keep in mind, we also have Lightning Strike up, so if opponent plays out a creature, we'll probably shock it or strike it down to get in for 4, 5, 6 points of damage next turn. 7 points of damage, actually. Thanks to Chef at Dunes. 3 mana shock every turn. Yeah, that's a reach. Yeah, this card is very good. And getting it activated so quickly in this deck is just ridiculous. We have a strike here coming to the Courier. I do think it is worth it to go for a Courier activation, drawing some extra cards. Got into another strike. Nice. Opponent has 1 card in hand. They're out of gas. We just have a full hand of cards. And another Courier coming in. Oh, we didn't play draft tonight. Nice. Why the Godfather's Gift deck has increased a lot in value. MTGO Angel Invention increased 4 tickets. Yeah, a lot of people are moving towards that deck right now because of the current meta. So I would probably think that deck will be going up in value quite a bit. We want to hold the Chef at Dunes here. I do think getting it for 7 would be fun here. Yep. Let's see if our opponent has an activation or any kind of shutdown for that. I doubt they do. 1 card in hand. Getting in for 7. This gives them 1 more turn, basically, because we have Chef at Dunes in our hand. Not to mention the Lightning Strike, so we can actually ping with Fanatical Firebrand and Lightning Strike next turn and close out the match on turn 7. Let's see what our opponent has. Now they do have white mana and black mana and red mana, so they have options, you know, to do Fumigate, Bantu's Last Reckoning. They can also go for a Settle next turn, or even just a Sweltering Suns if they got into another red mana. This might be game. Yeah, Metal is basically an early board clear, followed by Ramp, followed by 3 mana shock every turn. I agree. Human Spell, another Sprinter here. Yep, they have nothing. And if they don't kill the Firebrand, then they're basically just dead. That's it. Let's go to game 2 here. Again, the Boros Aggro strategy is very fast. We have little to do, though, in our sideboard against this type of strategy. I do think Authority Consoles is fun because they're trying to be fast as well. And being able to shut down their strategy while we grow our strategy is kind of fun. Bringing out the Relentless Raptors is the card I don't like. I like the least in this particular matchup. Direfleet Daredevil might be able to come in here against, well, just as a one-of to kind of pick up some like removal spells. But I do think for the most part, everything else in this deck is pretty golden. Authority's pointless. Elliot, I think Authority's fun, especially if we're behind a couple turns. But I do agree that Authority in the sideboard here against another aggro matchup could be kind of bad for us. 5 cards in hand, or 5 mana, Pouncer, and Glorybringer. It's almost worth it because Glorybringer can just shut down a strategy like this. I think this is going to be a keep because we can eternalize the Pouncer later with the 5 mana we have in our hand as well. We are also on the draw, so being on the draw again is, again, not ideal, but due to our hand, I think we'll be fine. If they don't have a turn 1 play, that's good for us. Getting into mana there is not great. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage and pass turn. Yeah, Authority could let you attack out faster for it to flip Metal. Yeah, it could do that, but also just slow down our opponent's strategy and gain some life in case they do get out a board wipe. Do you guys think Refurbish should have been banned as well? Shirtless? No, I don't think so. Turn 4 combo, I mean, that's not bad. Especially when it's just, it can be easily countered in blue. It can be destroyed with a Braid for 2 mana in red. Carry Zev here for our opponent. Keep in mind that we don't have an answer. We just got into one, actually. Let's use a strike here while they're tapped out. We're going to play Keep Away for a little bit. During playtesting, I found myself playing Mirror a lot. Authority is ridiculous against this deck. Yeah, I do think Authority is good in aggro against aggro, but I do think sometimes it can be a dead card if our opponent just is on top of us. Should have been Atlasaur. Nah. Okay, we Swashbuckler. We have our own carry Zev here. Let's go for our own carry Zev here. See if they have a push or a strike. Should have banned mountains. They should do that in Legacy. I think that's a good move, Joshua. Is there any chance Red Black Pirates has lifelink? I don't believe so. I mean, you can play a black creature with lifelink. It won't be a pirate though. I'm trying not to insta buy this. Nice. Opponent, I'm guessing, is going to pass turn. Yeah, good for us. Hazard here. Let's go for a Adorned Pouncer. And then just get in for 1/3. Opponent can block our 2/1 Ragavan if they want to. Is it better to play Azur's Gate in place of Azcanta? You know, a lot of people are playing both right now. I do think Azcanta is a bit better if you're doing reanimation, and I do think, you know, Azur's Gate is good if you're trying to ramp. I think they're both good, honestly. Elliot, just play both. Exactly. Yeah, I think both are good. You could do a split, yeah, like Ezra's saying. They're both legendary, but Azcanta is probably better. I would say Azcanta is better for filtering, because you are having to pay mana for the Azor. But if it does flip, then you're set. Okay. Well, I think that's the reason they banned Roundup Red. Is it cast out for Adorned Pouncer? Is that what's going to happen? Better that than Hazard. Oh, they chose Carry Zev. Interesting. I would have chose Adorned Pouncer there because an Internalized Pouncer is so much more of a headache. Very strange. Opponent's completely tapped out. We're going to go for a mountain here. We're at 5 mana. Let's get out our Glorybringer. We're going to have nothing but a value the next turn. We're just going to get out here in the air and on the ground. Of course, we can trade here. That's not a big deal. Being able to eternalize this is the goal. Hashtag goals. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. 5 mana on the battlefield. Let's hope that they have a settle or another cast out in hand for this Glorybringer. If they do, then we just are free to play our Hazret. Yeah, they like the token game. That's fun. Another cast out. Called it. Yeah, next turn we're going to dump our hand especially. Choosing Glorybringer here. There it is. Could have exerted to kill the Stormfleet Swashbuckler, but not that big of a deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 9. 9 points of damage. Our 9 permanents on the battlefield going to 10. They have the City's Blessing now, so Swashbuckler does have double strike. So exerting would have been probably the best idea there. Could go for a Firebrand here to kill the Initiate. 2, 3, 4. Kinner in our hand as well. Gonna kill the Initiate here. Again, Fanatical Firebrand is just like a 1 mana ping. Amazing. Gonna get in for 5/4 here. Gonna hold up the Adorned Pouncer as a blocker. Obviously, you would die if it attacked out, but I assume they're going to just want to block, yeah. They have 1 card in hand. Again, they're out of gas, whereas we have flexibility and longevity with the Shinra and Adorned Pouncer. So good. Pouncer's really difficult to deal with if they don't have Exile, which I feel like they should have exiled with the first cast out, but now it's really difficult for them. This looks like a Sprinter coming in. Yeah. 0 cards in our opponent's hand. They are out of gas. We're going to come in here and just mow them down. Can't block. Getting in for life total. That's it. Should be game. Opponent should be scooping. There we go. There's a GG 2-0. Update the listings right now. 1 win. All right, let's get another round in here. Boros Red, I feel like Unmask has been kind of underneath the radar for a long time. And now with Path of Metal and some new cards from Rivals, it just makes it just ridiculous. Having no red mana in this opening hand is kind of bad, though. But having 2 Adorned Pouncers is pretty good. If we were on the draw, this would probably be a keep for me. Honestly, I think this is a keep. Let's go for it. What's up, Last Point? Scuba Steve! Thanks, man. Metal is good, but not strictly better than Ram Ruins. Yeah, because it needs the activation. But it is an activation that lasts, you know, it happens over and over again. So, Field of Ruin will definitely be sideboard game plans or main board game plans for a lot of decks these days. Yeah, opponent's deck seemed a little disjointed there. We'll see what happens in this game here. Gonna hit 6 for our opponent to pay that respect. Sentinel Totem looks like this is a pirate deck. Is it? I don't know. Might not be a pirate deck. Might just be a straight up control deck. I was thinking this is the pillar, not the Sentinel Totem. Courier here. Let's just get out of a Pouncer here and just get in for 1. I really hope we get into some mana this next turn. Was that a pun? A little bit. Authority of the Console should be banned. Right. Nah, that card's alright. I do think it's very good against Boros Aggro. So, and the problem is, of course, the only cards we really have to deal with it are like Cast Out, Ixalan's Binding, things like that. Island for our opponent. Looks like they're going to be doing the control route. They're passing turn. Inspiring Vantage. There we go. Let's go for a Courier here. Continue to attack out. Going to hold up that red for the Bomat Courier here. Getting in for 4 on turn 3. Keep in mind they have Sentinel Totem on the battlefield, so if they go for a Sweltering Suns this next turn, we will be hurting. So I'm going to keep up that red mana for the Courier here. Metal is better than Ruins once it's flipped. I'm honestly fine with my opponent sideboarding Enchantment Hate against my aggro deck. I can focus on killing them as they aggressively mulligan. It's true. They lay to land. They're going to pass 6 cards in their hand here. Having Hazard and the Fervent in our hand is not that great. Hit cancel. Let's go for an attack here first. We're not going to use the Fanatical Firebrand just yet. We want to get probably the Adorned Pouncer out. Although, again, I kind of foresee a board wipe coming. Now that Courier is at 4 cards in hand, we'll likely use it unless we get into a mana this next turn for a Hazoret play. Opponent looks like they're probably just going to hold up for a Settle here. Yep, that's what's happening. Got into a Plains there. Okay. So now we can go for a Settle, and they may, in response, use a... Or not a Settle, but a Hazoret. And they may, in response, use a Courier here, or kill the Courier here. I do think Hazoret has better staying power. So this will probably get countered, and then the Courier here will die. But then we'll still get in for 5 points of damage. Let's just see what happens. Wow, it does hit. Okay. So we're not going to attack with this Courier. Because they have Sentinel Totem, I'm just going to attack out with the 2 Adorned Pouncers. Getting in for 4 points of damage. Let's see if they want to settle that. Because if they die anyway, Sentinel Totem exiles them. So I'm not worried about these guys dying. Hold the Courier back. Thanks, Unmask. Yeah, that's what I did. Jeskai bluffs. Here comes the Settle. Yeah, let's grab some mountains here. All right, they have basically a turn to respond if they want to fumigate. Now, they can't kill Hazoret, obviously, but they have 6 cards in hand. Ooh, tap land here, so they can't fumigate. So what we want to do now is basically just play Keep Away, use Hazoret's secondary ability, discard Hazoret, then probably play Firebrand, play into Firebrand onto their life total. Attack with the Couriers, and then just discard the one with the 5 cards in hand, if they have a settle. Again, trying to play around to settle the wreckage. Strike as well, wow. Dealing 2 points of damage to our opponent. We're down to some creatures here. We're going to attack out with the Couriers. We're not going to attack out with the Hazoret. We're going to use that as a secondary ability. Could have attacked out the Firebrand, but we're going to use that as direct damage. Let's see if our opponent has a settle here. If they do, we may just use it and get the Courier to get 4 cards into our hand. Having Lightning Strike, though, is nice. Let's see what opponent wants to do here. Usually when we see 1 settle, we'll see 2, so... Opponent is letting this happen. Wow. Been waiting for this all week. Nice, Elijah. Got our opponent down to 6 here. Just going to go for a ping here to the face. Alright. We have Strike in hand. Dropped him down to 2. And then Hazoret on the field to discard whatever we draw. Cast out? Okay. I would assume they're going to go for a Hazoret here. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Nothing we can do about that. Opponent's turn here. We have 5 cards underneath the Courier here, so we'll likely use Courier this turn if they have a Fumigate. They do have 6 mana on the battlefield, 4 cards in hand. Looks like a Fumigate. Or not. Another cast out, a Fumigate. There it is. They're going to gain 1 life from this. Yeah, Relentless Raptor here I'm not a big fan of. We have 2 creatures here that we have that have that do not have haste. So not a fan of the Relentless Raptor. I think Crasher's much better. Opponent passing turn here. Would love to get into something, but I mean I really don't know what we could get into here. Another Hazoret would be great, honestly. Let's see. Let's get in for a Karizev. Let's get in for a Raptor. Yo, I'm a Raptor. And then have a shock here to the face just to represent that we have lethal next turn. Raptor has to attack out next turn, so it's probably going to head straight into a settle. Unless they have a secondary, second Fumigate. Sparring advantage here. Looks like they have it. Another Fumigate. There it is, going to 6 again. If they have 1, they have more. Alright. Would love for a Hazoret now. Another shock. Alright, opponent's going to start turning the tide of the battle now. So are some people showing addresses on here? What is happening? How about you not do that? Chandra here. Oh, man. Getting 2 mana here. 2 cards in their hand. Alright. Glimmer of Genius here. Getting in main phase. Come on. We have another Hazard in the deck, or Glorybringer. Glorybringer would work well, too. Gonna hit 6 for our opponent. 6 to pay respects. Ah, nope. Yeah, again, Relentless Raptor is the card that really hurt us there. We could have done a lot more damage if we had On-Crop Crasher in that slot instead. I do think right now at the moment that is the Achilles heel of this deck. And getting into Path of Metal here is not great, especially since we don't have anything else to play. Yeah, we just need to board into a Glorybringer and we're good to go, but opponent has 4 cards in hand and open mana, so I feel like it's just going to get countered. So... Cast out for Path of Metal. Come on. Come on. Chandra can ultimate next turn. So we're going to have to use Shock on Chandra here. Pass. All right. Opponent looks like they're playing some sort of control deck here. Strike me in the face. Yeah, I think it's time to scoop as well. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. 5 mana up. But we had Shock and then a Strike. We could have actually killed our opponent here. Opponent may negate this. Looks like it. Yeah, we're just going to concede here and go to game 2. Game 2. Let's get out the Relentless Raptors. Not good for this matchup. I do like cast outs, and I do like Gideons against a more control-heavy matchup. Direfleet Daredevil could be good since we do know they have strikes in hand and things like that. But it's really not as useful as we need it to be. Let's bring in Gideon. I think Cast Out's also good against some Planeswalker hate. Opponent will bring in more burn. That's true, but I feel like the burn they'll bring in will be more like Settle the Wreckage, Hour Devastation, things like that. I think Direfleet would be okay, but not great. Yeah, Metal is also pretty bad in this particular matchup, but if we get it to flip, it's very good. Let's take out Gideon and put in some aerial responders. I think that actually might be better because of the passive life gain. I think you're right, Elliot. Let's take out Carry Zev here and bring in Direfleet Daredevil and hit submit. See you later, last point. Play first, yes. Opening hand, Daredevil, Kinra, and Path of Metal. Since we're on the play, I think we have a chance to get all of this going. Path of Metal goes first, though. If we get into a Courier, I think we'll be fine. Opponent mulligan down to 6 there. So if they have a turn 1 Authority of the Consoles, I think we're just done. Honestly. Because that slows down our deck to such a degree that it's hard to get back on top. Ooh, they don't have a white here. They have Spire Bluff Canal. Interesting. So the only thing we have to worry about here is Spell Pierce. Path of Metal coming in. Do you have Spell Pierce? Wow, you do! Oh, alright, alright. Nope. Hashtag respect. Just like sent that to our opponent. Surge coming in here. All right. If only Direfleet Daredevil had a flash. We could go for a Kinry here. Just get in for 2. I despise red aggro decks, but I'd like to. I hope he wins, kinda. DJ, thanks, appreciate that. Opponent, I messaged him. I said respect on the Spell Pierce, and he said question mark, and I was like Bordier and the Spell Pierce, and he's like, oh, I have those in the main board, like in game 1. Like, oh, well that's all right. 3 mana. Instep. Let's go for a shock on their instep. Having Glorybringer in her hand is pretty decent. Fanatical Firebrand's pretty good too. I think we definitely want to play Daredevil on the next turn for a Settle the Wreckage protection to grab their Spell Pierce. Yeah, he had Sentinel Totem main board. Spell Pierce is far less weird. Maybe. I do think Spell Pierce is good. I just don't think it's main board pull. Especially because of all the different matchups right now in Standard. 5 cards in hand. They're going to go for another white mana. Ooh, tap mana. Okay, so we do get in for some more damage here. Another Kin right here. Might get Essence Scattered. Sentinel Totem lets you scry. It's game breaking. Then they should ban it, Elliot. They should ban Sentinel Totem. Disallow. What a slow counterspell. I keep seeing people use that. I'm just like, man, why not just use Supreme Will or, you know, something that has a little bit more flexibility. Search once again. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. We might just be pinging him down 3 points at a time. I don't know. Anyone else putting Spyglass sideboard now? I mean, people were when Ixalan was in Standard, obviously, before Rivals. But I do think that it's a bit better now, thanks to all of the Super Friends decks. Disallow stops triggers, that's why. I get that, Elliot, but again, it's 3 mana, so that's why I'm not a big fan of it. Kinder we can get back for 6 mana, so our opponent doing a Fumigate there. If we get into a mana here, we're actually golden with the Glorybringer play. Come on, land. In all my years of playing Magic. Nope, we got a Path Metal. Alright, well, we get that out. That's fine. Could go for a Daredevil, but we're going to just hold that up. Have a shock here. We can play Daredevil now, I suppose. The problem is I wanted to play Daredevil as if we were swinging into a Settle the Wreckage. And if we play Daredevil now, it's really not going to have that much of an impact. Why do we not have heavy metal playing? That's true. We should have heavy metal playing. I should have picked up that Castlevania playlist I have. They're going to go for a strike. We're going to go for a spell pierce. They can just pay the 2 mana. That's not a big deal. But that does, again, slow down the search. Good snag. Disallow. Didn't have enough mana up to do that. If I did, I would have. Opponent has 1 card in hand, so they're very behind, I would say. Yep, Ezra, we stole their spell pierce for sure. Would love to get into a mana this turn so we can just start swinging with Glorybringer. Because opponent not having a lot of cards in hand usually means they don't have a lot of counter spells in hand. But we keep boarding into removal. So we're just going to shock or strike. No, it's just for the turn, Elliot. That's why it's really good against Settle the Wreckage. And if they have a lot of spot removal, like Lightning Strike, things like that. I thought it was this turn. Let me look it up again. Sorry. Use battlefield. Exile target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast that card this turn, and you may spend that mana as though you have any time to cast it. That spell. Yeah, this turn. We're gonna try for Hazard here, but it may get countered now that they have 3 cards in hand. It doesn't, but I'm assuming now that they're gonna have a settle. Or cast out. There it is. Oh, man. Try for Hazaret Smush in. Well, we tried. We tried, my friend. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Let's try for a land and a Glorybringer, and then probably die to a settle. But that is getting us closer to a Earthshaker Kinra, since we do have 2 in the graveyard. Opponent tapping out for a Metallurgic Summonings. What is happening now? Alright. Well, Pounce or something. Pass turn. Okay. Should have dodged the cast out. How can we dodge it? I'm confused. Opponent with the Metallurgic Summonings here. I'm kind of... Opponent passed turn there. Let's go for a Courier play. Man, if we don't get into any mana... Or actually, we have Path Mana here flipping if they don't kill anything. Sweet. 3 cards in their hand. You can dodge a cast out by using a Game Genie code. Oh, yeah, yeah. I had a Game Shark, not a Game Genie. Settle the Wreckage here. Sure. Yeah, I do feel like pinging him to death is now the option. 2 cards in their hand. Get them down to 5. Two points of damage to them. They do have a flipped Ascanta here, and they can disallow this since we know that they have it in their deck. Could make him sack an attacker, but I do think because we're at 20 life, it really doesn't matter at the moment. All right. Let's go for a Chef at Dunes here. I want to go for a Glorybringer first because it does mean we have 2 mana up for a 2-point ping. Next turn we can go for an Earthshaker Kinra. Opponent did let that happen. I'm guessing a cast out now. Looks like it. Yep. Got Glorybringer out, but it lasted, you know, like 12 seconds. Luckily for us, those don't count towards Metallurgic Summonings. We're just going to go for the 2-point ping here. Punt it down to 3. They have another like 2 turns. But I think we got it. Hit 6. Making a Kinra. If we hit a land, we can actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do another 2-point ping. Control is love. Control is life. Nah. Punch 2 cards in hand. Let's see here. Vantage. Let's go for a Kinra. If you play nothing, they can't do anything. It's true, Joshua. You're not wrong. All right. They have 2 cards in hand. Do they think we're going to not attack because they're going to bluff a settle here? Or a cast out? We're going to go for it either way. I'm assuming they have settle in hand, but we're still going to go for it. Oh, by the way, this is game 2, not game 1. I don't know why I didn't update that. Ooh, a Braid. Okay. Just making a 3/3 to be able to block. Or a 2/2 to be able to block. Smart. Gearhulk? I don't think Gearhulk would be in this deck, honestly. I do think our opponent's playing Metallurgic Summonings, so... You know. They can trade here. Why is it Braid Blue? Because MTGO. Has Kanta trigger here. All right. Yeah, I think MTGO has a problem with promo cards. I agree, sideboard. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Again, they're going to get in for 4 here, dropping us down to 8. Can't use the tower this turn, so we're a bit behind. Fanatical Firebrand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Let's go for Firebrand here. If this hits the field, we can ping for 1 and then use tower and win. Unless they have a disallow. We're going to use this as a stopper here, like as a blocker. Again, just like last turn, we have the GG if they don't have an answer. Keep in mind we can use tower on their turn. I'm thinking whether or not it's worth it to do an Earthshaker Kinra to make another blocker and then attack in. Or just do the 3 points of damage here. Let's do the 3 points of damage. Let's try it. Let's see if they have a disallow for this. 2 cards in hand. But yeah, we don't want them to draw another card, so they have Azcanta here to dig for stuff because they do have two blue mana over here, not green mana, blue mana. So they can dig with Azcanta and then do disallow. They can also do Gear Hulk into a disallow if they have Gear Hulk. There's disallow. Okay. So opponent did have the answer to that. And then get in for 7 this turn. Now, if they have a strike in their hand right now for a Fanatical Firebrand, then that's it. That's game. Looks like they're going to hunt for it. Okay. They have 1 mana. So that does mean that they don't have a strike for this particular turn. So that does mean we live for the next turn. Yeah! So close. Should have made him sack the contract. Again, it wasn't as important to us in the previous turns to have that happen. I think we played the right way. I think our opponent is just on top of it thanks to Azcanta here. Having 3 cards in hand now. Inspiring Vantage play. That does tell me they have two cards in hand. Again, they're going to attack out here. We're going to block the 4. And deal 1 point of damage to them. And then on the upkeep, we win. Unless they have another disallow. Alright. Except for the approach he's about to play. He could have approach just a 1-off to gain life. That could be true. 2 cards in hand for our opponent. 3, 6, 7. They do have enough for an approach if they want to. If it's an approach, that would be hilarious. Because the deck doesn't seem like it would be built around that. But it is random enough to do it. No, there's a Fumigate to gain some life. Okay. To get a 5/5. Although they do gain 3 life from this. They have 1 card. They can't use Settle this turn. So we just win, right? Do you have Disallow in hand? I'm really confused now if they have something. Cast Out, perhaps? Oh, Aether Meltdown. Okay. Opponent. They're pulling out all the stops. Aether Meltdown, getting them down to 3. Should have banned... Search should have been banned with a tune. I don't think so. Getting some energy here. Opponent is really struggling to try and last. But now they're top decking. They have Azcanta, of course, on the battlefield to help them out too. We have a Dorn Pouncer in hand. We can get that out next turn. We can actually go for a Sheffet Dunes and then go for a tower. And that's actually game if they don't have an answer. Because this is -4, -0. So we can still get in for 1 point of damage. And then ping our opponent. Come on. Or we can just board into a burn spell. Or Kinra. That's fine too. Let's just go for a Kinra here. Is our opponent scooping? We're almost out of time. They're at under 6 minutes right now. Watch him slap down Azor. That'd be awful. Could have done Chef at Dunes there. We're going to attack in here. I'm assuming they might have a Torrential Gearhulk. Settle. They're going to have a settle. They top decked into a cast out. Wow. Man, opponent, you are just on all cylinders right now. All right, so we just ping them for 2 again. Get them down to 1. And then they have 1 turn to literally be able to kill us here. They're going to go for a search for Ascanta. Hopefully try and get into a disallow. That's what they're going to try for. We have a Dorn Pouncer in hand. We'll just play that out next turn. They got his approach. Oh, it is an approach deck. Oh, no. All right. What is happening? Okay. Let's go for a Pouncer here. Jeskai approach. Is that what this deck is right now? Crazy. All right, they're going to gain, what, 7 life, I believe, from approach? Yeah, 7 life. Okay. We can go for Chef at Dunes here. Get our creature up to 2. Do 4 damage. 5, 6 damage. Okay, they're going to go for a approach here. They make a construct. They're up to 8 life here. Alright. What do we get? Would love a Glorybringer, honestly. We do have another one in the deck. What's our draw? Opponent is under 5 minutes. Ascanta has kept them in this game. And of course, if they attack out, we'll just block with the Kinra there. Come on. What do we have for draws? Opponent has 1 card in hand. Waiting for our opponent. Oh, man. Yeah, they might lose from timer here. This has been a very close match the entire time. And then, of course, this is only game 2. If I win this, we have to go into game 3, but there won't be enough time for that. What's that, Mr. Eat? Meat? Meat? What is happening? Oh, man. Opponent's, like, counting down their time right now. I think they might have walked away. Asking if they're still there. Only hope is the time the opponent out. That's no way to win, though. I feel like we still have the advantage here because if we board into a Hazoret, we board into a Glorybringer. I think Glorybringer would be a better pull here for us. Get in for 4 in the air. Get in for a Pouncer. They're gonna have to block the Pouncer. Their construct would die. No! Opponent said, gotta go, GG's. Whatever. They were out of time anyway. I'm going to count that. We're going to count that. All that time and effort. Oh, man. Your opponent might have had a heart attack. No, they just decided to scoop. That's what happened. Whatever. We're fine. I felt confident about that match. I felt like we were going to win that one. Let's keep this. So much removal in this format. I agree. But there's so much aggro in this format, too. But that happens, Crispy, where they scoop like that. How strong is this deck in the aggro field? Devlin, I think it's very good, especially thanks to the white for Authority of the Consoles against another aggro matchup. Let's get an Inspiring Vantage out here and go for a Courier turn 1. And then just get in for 1. Get that Exile. Removal greater than aggro. Elliot, you sure about that? Are you sure? Him would be awesome when Legion's landing. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's shock art. Look at that. Some old school stuff. Opponent 6 cards. They mulliganed, getting into their 7th card there. Unclaimed territory. What are they going to go for? Vampire? Pirates? Merfolk? Vampire. Okay. Our worst matchup is probably Merfolk. But we'll see what happens. There you go. Conquistador. Have shock just for Conquistador there. Getting out another courier. No dinos, can't man. Oh, man. Alright. Path of Metal. Ooh. We have that next turn. Let's go for a shock here. And then go for a courier. Path of Metal on turn 3 flip. Man, it's so consistent if we get into it. I do think a 4 of the metal might actually be quite good. Vampires do have a ton of life gain. That is true. So we'll see what happens. What do you feel about the blue-red Construct Tribal deck with the new Tolarian Academy and the new clone? I think it's fine. I don't think it's necessarily like a tier 1 deck just yet. It does need a lot of tooling around with. I think the Artificer deck with the World of Virtuoso that's been coming up recently is really good, though. We played up against that on Monday or Tuesday. Vampire here. Duskborn Skymarcher. Not bad, not bad. Path of Metal is definitely going to come in and deal with that. Again, Path of Metal is so good because it's also a board wipe. Let's go for a Plains here. Path of Metal does 1 damage. Conquistador at 2 right there. Let's get in for some points of damage here. Going to flip Path of Metal on turn 3. Could go for a Kinner, but I'm going to hold up for that ability. Enter the battlefield ability. Doing really great right now. Opponent may want to use a Fatal Push on this courier here. They did play a Forsaken Sanctuary, so. Yeah, couriers are insane value, Gibbage. That was one of the cards they actually looked at banning, just like On-Crop Crasher. They're just so good. 2 mana here. Going for a Metallic Mimic. So basically a creature that they don't want to attack with or block with. Great. And a Skymarcher? Yeah. Man, itchy nose today. Alright. Shock in hand. Let's go for a Sheffet Dunes, and then a Mountain. Going to choose Duskborn Skymarcher. Okay. We'll want to attack in again. Likely don't want to block with the 2-1 here. We might use shock on it. No problem. Opponent down to 11 here on turn 4. G-Brad demands more likes for this amazing video. Oh, thanks, Magic. Just, you know, don't post, like, addresses anymore. Skymarcher, we're going to go for a shock on the Metallic Mimic here, making sure that the Aspirant isn't a 3-2. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. They may want to go for a Fatal Push on this Courier here, but keep in mind the Tower can tap for any color mana. You want some tacos? I want some tacos. That sounds good. 2 cards in our opponent's hand. They don't have anything, looks like. Might be worth it for a Courier to play there, but I think a Adorned Pouncer would be fine. Let's get that out. We want to attack out here, getting some more cards underneath the Courier. So much value right now. 9 cards underneath Couriers. I'm assuming they want to block here, and then maybe not block with the Aspirant. Oh, they want to kill the Earthshaker. That's interesting because we have 5 mana. We're 1 mana away from a Internalized. Okay, they're going to take it back. They're going to bring it on this Courier. Gotcha. Let's discard our hand that we have. What do you think the best control template for this format? Probably Grixis, most likely. I almost don't like this hand. But I think this is a key for us. What we might do on main phase 2 is play Fanatical Firebrand and then shoot down the Earthshaker Kinder on their end step. Play Courier and Fanatical Firebrand. Okay. Interesting card there. Okay, got in for 2 there. Main phase 2. Let's go for a Fanatical Firebrand. A Courier. Play out a Mountain. Could have actually played the Raptor there instead of the Courier, but I think we're okay. Could always kill the Aspirin here too with the Firebrand. Shoot the Kitty 4/4 double strike is nice. That's true. Either way, we're going to hold up for a turn. I think Aspirin is fine to survive for the turn. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We have Value Town City. Let's see here. Adonto Vanguard. Okay. Usually, killing a Adonto Vanguard with a Firebrand is actually kind of fun too. Let's see what they want to do here. Looks like no attacks. One card in hand. I do think killing the Vanguard here is worth it, other than killing our board state, because they're not going to let it live. Got into a land there. Let's just build our board state out here. All right. They'll probably want to use the Sky Marcher to block the Courier again, which we can just draw another card from that. Tenacious D. Oh, the Prick of Destiny. Yeah, they're going to do that and get in. We're going to get in for 4 here. I would block the Pouncer or the Shinra here with the Sky Marcher. They're going to go down to 5. We could ping them for 2 if we want. Yeah, we're just going to discard this. Draw a card. Gotta do a Firebrand. Nice. Opponent down to 8. Or down to 5. Main phase 2. Let's get out of Firebrand. And if they don't have a board wipe, we win. Alright. I do think opponent is not getting into any of their life-linking creatures, so they are kind of having a bit of trouble getting into this match. But that is going to be it. Authority of the Consoles could be good against this particular matchup, since they are kind of aggro. It's not as good as I would think it would be, though. Relentless Raptor coming out. Again, a card that I'm not very fond of. I think Responder is actually quite good because it is lifelink. Let's take out 1 authority. Cast Out could be good. But honestly, I think we're fine. It's almost good enough to take authority out and just put in Cast Outs. But I just feel like authority might be better. One copy of the Pirate Guy. We could work around this for some Fatal Pushes. That might actually be worth it. Let's do that instead of the Cast Out or authority. Alright, let's submit. Fatal Push, Walk the Plank, things like that. Missed to steal their Anthem card. Alright, opening hand here has 2 strikes, Kinra, Hazret, and Path of Metal. We're on the draw, so I think this is a fine keep. Would love to get into a Courier. When's the deck tech going to come out? Bruce, this is actually a fan submitted deck. I normally don't do deck techs for fan submitted decks. However, I am kind of thinking about maybe doing those in the future. I think I will definitely do a tweaked version of this list and maybe do it next week. So do keep in mind for that. I think Boros Aggro is very, very good. Very strong. Conquistador on turn 1. There it is. Skyship Raider. Not bad. Let's go for a 6 here. Hit 6 again. They're going to get 2 points of damage in. It's true, Kazi. Another Sky Marcher Aspirant here. And another creature. Looks like it. Yeah, this is a very low to the ground strategy, so I do think boarding in Authority might have been the better option instead of boarding in the Direfleet Daredevil. Courier here. Let's go for Path of Metal. Pass turn. Wipes basically their entire board. Again, Path of Metal is just amazing for us. Didn't get to kill the Conquistador. Wish that was a 1-1 instead of a 1-2, but alas. Lieutenant coming in here, looks like. Yep. So glad we got the Path of Metal out before the Lieutenant hit. Getting in for 2 points of damage. 3 points of damage, actually. Alright, let's see here. We have Strike for the Lieutenant. We could go for a Carry Zev here. I do think playing out Earthshaker Kidder is probably the better move. Going to make this so they can't block. And then just to get in for 2. We can't get a flip just yet. We need to get another mana. Next turn we can get a flip, though, with the Courier, if they don't have a kill spell for us. 3 cards in their hand. They'll want to play out probably a creature here. 3 mana. Maverick Fane. Okay, so this is their go wide strategy. Makes sense to me. All right. Would honestly like to get into a land. Come on. There we go. Then we go for a Courier here. We attack out. This triggers the path. We get a card underneath the Courier. And we strike whatever the Courier gets blocked by. Most likely the Vampire token. We could strike the Lieutenant, but I think it's worth it to strike the Lieutenant next turn. Or a Maverick Fane, perhaps. Oh, they're not blocking. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, we're just going to kill Maverick Fane here, because that's our headache card that's on the board. Nice. Lifelinking will definitely be an issue, but we definitely have cards to deal with that. Having Hazard in hand as well with Carry Zev and Strike. I mean, next turn we'll play Strike and Carry Zev, lower our hand size, and then go for a Hazard the next turn probably. Another Lieutenant that almost puts everything out of range for the Lightning Strike, so we definitely want to strike the Lieutenant next turn. Or a Lieutenant next turn. 3, 6, 9. Oh, they win! No! Okay, fine. We're at 10. All right. Lieutenant there wins them that. Let's go to sideboard. All right, take out the Responder. Bring in Authority. Lieutenant came out of nowhere there for us. Next turn would have been really good though for us, so I do feel that we still have an advantage. Let's take out the Daredevils. I don't think they're as good in this particular matchup. Bring in the other Authority, and then probably bring in a Cast Out. Responders are good, but the reason that I don't like Responders is because they're 2 double white. It's just difficult to get them out. Why no Chandra? This is a fan submitted list. It might have been a reason for like a money reason, as far as why they didn't put it in here. Although I don't think Chandra is that great in game 1, maybe in game 2, over Gideon's perhaps. Let's take one. Nah, I think let's just keep one Responder in. Let's have 2 Responders and 2 Authorities. Let's do that. I'm not a big fan of Gideon here because he doesn't shut down the board fast enough. Play first, yes. All right, opening hand here has Path of Metal for a turn 3 flip. I'm happy with that. Okay. We might use Path of Metal here as a great way to just wipe the board on turn 3. Opponent mulligan to 6 here. I agree that Settle the Wreckage is also good in the sideboard game plan for this deck as well. Maybe a Lightning Helix or 2 as well. Oh yeah, that card would be great. Yeah, Gideon is using the control matchup, exactly, to shut down their one attacker. Let's get in for 1 here, get a card flip. Alright. Need to bring in the surprise Rampaging Ferocity just to get him. Well, they don't have Rampaging Ferocity in Standard anymore. That's been banned, so sadly. Black here. Wow, nothing on turn 1. That's very good for us. Let's go for our Plains here. I kind of like an Authority here, but let's go for an Adorned Pouncer first. I'm assuming that a Pouncer is going to die to a push. Unless they want to really push the Courier. They're probably deciding on that right now. I would say Courier is the better play to push instead of Pouncer. But Pouncer does mean a mid to late game advantage of having a 4/4 double striker. If it goes into the middle to late game. So let's see what happens. Deck needs Sentinel Totem. Maybe in the sideboard, obviously. First tournament when I was in a balance was still unrestricted. There was no such thing as type 2. 4 Sentinel Totems to really set yourself up. Push on the Courier. Kind of what I'm expecting here. Maybe on the Pouncer, though. Push on the Courier. All right. I think that's the better move. Two black mana. Let's see here. Metallic Mimic. There it is. So next turn we can play out the Mountain here. If we get into a Courier, we can play Mountain, Path of Metal, Courier, Attack, Flip. And then play out the Authority of the Consoles. Or a Firebrand. Got into a Mountain there. Let's go for Path of Metal. We want to play this out because we want the Mimic to die as soon as possible. Isn't Elspeth stranded on Theros? I think Elspeth is dead, honestly. I feel like she's dead. She's not dead, she's stuck in the underworld, so theoretically someone can come to Theros for you. Oh, okay, gotcha. One step. Gotcha. Thanks for that clarification. What's up, sideboard? No worries. Playing up against a very fast Vampire deck. They haven't hit their white mana yet, so they're probably struggling right now. 4 cards in hand. Looks like they all need white mana. Let's go for an Authority here. We're getting into a lot of mana here ourselves, so we really need to try and close match before they start to correct with white mana. Drop them down to 15. Theros was cool. I like the original Theros set. I don't like Born of the Gods or Journey, though. They really weren't that interesting to me. Wow, opponent really need mana right now. Played another Swamp. Sanctum Seeker, perhaps? Or another Walk the Plank. Gotcha. If we get into a white mana here, we can just Eternalize. We didn't, but we did get into a Hazoret, which is fantastic. I think that's probably it for our opponent, unless they have Vraska's Contempt in their hand. Dropping them down to 10. I'd like to go back to Kamigawa myself, honestly. Metallic Mimic here. 3 cards in hand. Yeah, coming in thanks to Authority of the Consoles tapped. We gain a life. They can't block. Let's see. Getting very close to being able to kill our opponent here. Just outright. Oh, no. We could have discarded the land. We could have won this turn. Now I feel bad. That's a punt on our part. So the punt there is that we could discarded our land and then had enough land left to Lightning Strike. I mean, I feel like we're still going to win this this next turn, perhaps, but that was definitely a punt on our part. Could have won that turn. Yeah, opponent said no planes. GG. Yep. Sometimes that happens. But I do feel like we would have won that last turn there had we played more efficiently. We're 3-0. Play first? Yes. Again, turn 3, flip and metal. Let's keep it. Get a mountain out. Get a courier out. Actually, not a turn 3 because the pouncer doesn't have a haste. Well, we can, yeah, we can still play it on turn 2 and then path on turn 3. That's fine. Nice hand. I'm a hand model. Ooh, ah. All right, 8 cards in our opponent's hand. Getting out a mountain here. Looks like a path. Pass. Chefet Dunes. We're going to lose a life for this. But this does mean a Path of Metal next turn. Opponent has red mana, so they could have a strike or a shock in hand since we are tapped down on the courier. But we're going to try as fast as we can to get a flipped path. Ooh, is it here? This might be, is it Pirates? Is it Pirates? Gleaming Barrier. Interesting. That was very nice. Oh, man. All right. Going for a mountain. Let's go for it. It's a Path of Metal first. One damage to everything that isn't haste or double strike or vigilance or first strike. Let's get in for attacks here. Starbucks is the devil. Why, Joshua? I loved Starbucks. Yeah, we're going to probably attack and then shock. Or strike. We could strike, because this does flip. Let's strike here. They do get a treasure token, so they have the ability to shock a courier or a pouncer. But getting in for 3 on turn 3 is pretty decent. There we go. There we go. All right, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to get to 5 mana for a Glorybringer. We have enough for a Hazoret. Oh man, feeling good. 6 cards in our opponent's hand here. Harness Lightning on the courier. That's fair. Kenra. Let's go for Kenra and then Raptor. That's fine. Getting in for 4 once again. Yeah, we're going to start pressing our advantage here, going as quickly as we can. Go for Raptor. They might have an Essence Scatter here. The reason they don't want Essence Scatter and Earthshaker Kinder is because it goes to the graveyard and can come back more powerful. There's a Censor, okay. That's fine. Would be great with Invigorated Rampage. We also have Chefet Dunes here, so it could be a great way to end a match. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. Wow! They just scooped it up. They had nothing to do. Alright, we're going to board in Gideon's here. Let's board in The reason I'm not a big fan of Daredevil here is because if they have Harness Lightning, that means we can't do them direct damage. I do like Responders instead of the Raptor here. If they're more of a burn strategy. They might be the Drake strategy as well. Trying to think what else to take out here. Let's take out a Shock and take out the Carry Zevs. Bring in, actually keep one Shock in. Bring the keep the full Shock in. Darren is too good. Deck. Nah, I'm not that great. Let's hit Submit here. Cast Out might have been a great card to bring in there against Control, but we'll see what happens. Let me update our listing here. We are actually in match 4, game 2. I'm getting slow at updating that. Opening hand, Chevet Dunes. This is going to be a mulligan. We're on the draw, so. Wow, another bad hand. Well, it's bound to happen one time. We're going to try one more time. That's fine. Opening hand wasn't terrible. It just wasn't amazing. And I just, I like having at least the 2 manas. What do you think about having Reeking Runner in the deck? It doesn't have haste. It does have First Strike if we have Raid triggered. Or, I mean, it does have First Strike just in general, but I'm not that big of a fan of it, honestly. Chevet Dunes here. Let's just go for a Courier. MTGO loves Land Screw. It's kind of true, honestly. Getting a card underneath the Courier here. Okay. Opponent kept the full 7, so gonna hit 6 to pay my respects. Harness Lightning? Nope, they're gonna do a barrier here. The best thing about the barrier is that it doesn't actually do damage to us, so let's get a Courier out. Getting into land here is not great. But I do feel good about this because we have Couriers here to help kind of build our hand back up. I'm assuming a block with a barrier. Blood Rage Brawler, Consuming Fervor, 7 damage turn 3, Invigorating Rampage, 10 damage turn 4. Ouch! Alright, opponent has 6 cards in hand. 2-man on the battlefield. Getting into a third here. I kind of want to see what this deck is. I put in cards against, like, to combat control, but it might not be control. It might just be like a mid-rangey deck. Wow, more lands. Get attacks here. I mean, the more lands we draw into, the more reach our couriers will have, so it's not like it's a bad thing. Getting in for 1. Would love to get into a Path of Metal here to have a flip. Yeah, Glimmering Barrier is weird for us. I mean, it is a 0/4 that does have the ability to block. We're going to sack the Courier here. Draw some cards. All right. That does mean we have a turn 4 Hazoret coming in. I believe, right? Play this out. No, we won't. We won't have a turn 4 Hazoret. Okay. It'll be close, though. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. They're going to stay untapped. This does mean that they will have the option to negate a Hazoret. So we're going to play out the Pouncer first. I'm assuming this deck is a control deck now because they're keeping their mana up like this. Sack both. Fiery Cannonade. Wow. Okay. It's just a weird... Is it Pirate deck? What is happening? Now we get to bring back a 4/4 Double Striker. 3 cards in hand. I meant Essence Scatter a Hazoret, not a Negate. Another Barrier? What is happening? This deck is so weird. All right. Vantage. Let's go for that. Let's go for a Hazoret first before the double striker. Supreme Will or Disallow? Maybe Essence Scatter? 2 cards in hand. Supreme Will, okay. Opponent has 1 card in hand drawing into the second. Really confused about what this deck is. Grixis Treasure, maybe? Maybe. Golden Guardian. Oh, that's what this deck is. Okay. It's a token producer deck. Let's see here. Do we want to bring back Adorn Pouncer? It's a 4/4 defender, so it's not like it can't attack us. But yeah, having this token producer here is a little annoying. Did we board in cast outs? We did not board in cast outs, so that's definitely what's coming in game 3. Well, it's fighting, right? I mean, we can go for it, but not feeling good about that idea. Oh, another target creature you control. Oh, gotcha. Thanks, Gibbage, for pointing that out. I thought it said fight another creature you control. Okay. That makes sense now. Another Pouncer here. Let's get that out. Obviously, we'll be attacking in, and then the Guardian here is going to die. They may have been blocked with the barrier first, but yeah, they're going to block this way. They're going to get some mana from this. If it dies, you can still fight the 0/4 and die and flip. Gotcha. Yep, fought the barrier. I haven't fought this deck yet, so this is very interesting. They can do it again. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, for sure. The thing is, we, of course, have double strikers, and then if they make a creature this turn, which they could, we can block with this Pouncer and make another 4/4 double striker. So it's not like we're at a huge disadvantage. One card in our opponent's hand getting into their second. Interesting. Yeah, he can get a 4/4 each turn. See, 2 cards in their hand. Looks like they're just going to pass. What they would probably do this next turn is they're going to make a 4/4, and then I attack with my Pouncer, then they'll double block. So weird. It's such a weird way to interact with this deck. So we could go for a Chef at Dunes here. Make this a 5/5 getting in. This is only a sorcery move, right? Yeah. So they would want to just block with one, then make another. Yeah, I think that's probably the move here because we want to make sure that their strategy is being slowed down. But yeah, definitely bringing in cast outs for the next game. We're attacking with both because we have the Adorned Pouncer hitting in for 4 as well. So yeah, it could kill a Golem as well. So they're going to make one. But this Adorned Pouncer will go to the graveyard. Okay. The shanties are in now. So they're still going to double block. Okay. And block that way. So they lose their entire board. Okay, they're Harness Lightning. There we go. That's fair. Getting 2 energy out of that. Harness Lightning in hand there killed our creature. Heard yelling and tripped out. Sorry, Joshua. Forgot this was on this playlist. Alright. I don't know how we win against this strategy now that this is flipped. Honestly. Shock and Lightning Strike. Let's go for attack first. Yeah, I think we just go to game 3 here. It's just kind of an annoying situation where they'll make 4/4s the entire rest of the match. Draw 17 damage worth of burn. We could do that. We're going to shock our own creature here. Some private talk. Alright, let's go for an Adorned Pouncer here. We do have a good creature to deal with this situation. It's just that it's awkward. He wins the mill game. We do have 40 cards and he has 45. That is true. Big Dutchman on my bow. This is mine Frau. Alright. No attacks. Firebrand. Hazard and Path for a 4 turn. That's true. Let's go for a strike on them and then the Firebrand, and then they're just going to make a 4/4, and then we're just going to kill it. Unless they want to take it. If they have a counter here, that would be a good idea, though. And if they have a Harness Lightning, they can kill our Pouncer. Because of the extra energy from the last Pouncer activation. I'm just trying to work around their golems here. They have a cycling for a sensor. Sure. One card in hand. Gonna kill the golem. And go for attacks. Obviously, they're just gonna make a golem here. Unless they want to take 8 to the face. Yep. Okay. Yep, they're going to make a golem. Block. And it's time for us to leave her. Alright. One card in hand. Doesn't look like it's nothing. It looks like it's nothing they can use. Now, if we get into a Path of Metal and another creature, I think it would be fine, actually, because it's a good way to shut down our opponent. Crypt Servant. Great. Wow. Was not expecting a Crypt Servant. Alright. Let's see. Responder. That is a pretty good way to get around it. We also have a mana up for a Settle or a Censor. I guess we get to pass this turn. A little annoying. They're going to make a golem. Oh, Crypt Servant is just a 6/5. Crypt Servant costs 1 less to cast for each instant sorcery card in your graveyard because it's a 7 mana. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just a 3/3. A 3 mana 6/5. Actually, no, it's a 2 mana 6/5. This song is called Leave Her Johnny. It's by Sean Dager, and this is from the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag game soundtrack. So, lots of fun. Alright. Assuming they want to attack out with a 6/5 here, because we're going to let that happen. We just need a Hazoret now to help with the situation. Maybe a Glorybringer too, but we'll see. Strike is not bad. Let's get in for 2 in the air. Opponent's going to have a lot of ways to deal with our situation now. I'm assuming in phase a golem here. They're going to swing out with 3 creatures this next turn. There it is. Yeah, we have 3 Hazoret and 2 Glorybringer, and we haven't saw them at all, and it's turn 13. Hazoret is what we need, but we can also do pretty good with strike on the servant. 2 cards up in their hand. 3 damage to the servant, and then 4 damage on top of that. It's going to kill the servant. There it goes. Alright. Well, we're staying in this game. Oh, come on. And the bad thing is we have to play out cards we draw into because our opponent is going to... our hands is, dependent on Hazoret. Alright, Aerial Responders are doing a really good job with us, getting some life back, so... Another Golem coming in. I assume they'll want to start attacking out this next turn because they can get in for 8 points of damage. Feels like that would be the right move to do. Release the Gremlins by force is also in Standard, so... If this Golem strategy does become a big deal in Standard, those could be definite sideboard cards. That's why I think Abrade is also very good against, just for like Godfrey's Gift decks, but also decks like this. Another Responder. Again, that's fine. It's not great. Get in for 2 in the air. Drop our opponent down to 11. They're just going wide. We're definitely pinging them away for 2 points at a turn. Going up to 19 now. Would love to get into a Hazoret or a Glorybringer. There's 5 possible cards and 35 cards right now. Making a 4/4 here. They can get out for a possible 12 if they attack in. We might block with this Responder, gain some life though. And then they would only do 6 points of damage to us. I assume they want to attack right now. I don't understand why they're not. Attack, please. You may win from the responders. If they don't have a way to kill them... Wow, they're not attacking again. Why are they not attacking? I'm very confused. We have a Gideon here. Probably a negate for the Gideon. Wow, no, okay. I'm going to shut down a Golem. Yeah, some of these opponents with these token decks, they like to be greedy and go out for like a all-out swing. And I'm not sure why they're not... Elliot, they're running Approach. Oh my god, if they're running Approach, it'd be amazing. But I don't think they're running Approach. We don't see any white mana except for, of course, the Forge and the Treasures. Opponents at 7. Oh my gosh, if they ran Approach, I would just scoop. Let's see, another Golem here. I'm assuming they're going to want to attack up because the Gideon makes it more difficult for them to do anything. Because it's a 4/4 indestructible attacking in. What's happening? 3 cards in hand. Oh, another Guardian. Gotcha. Down to Cuba. Hey, why are you not attacking? There you go. There you go. Running down. We're going to block 1. We could block another. Because this is a 4/4 that is indestructible. Saved by Gideon Emblem. I think this is fine. We want to get the we want to make sure aerial spawners get in another 4 points of damage. Let's see. Harness Lightning. Okay, they're gonna fight that one. Okay. Gideon does die. Yeah, it's a bad idea because we want to make sure the aerial responders are getting in points of damage. So. This is a very interesting deck. I do like it a lot. I just think that Adorned Pouncers here and Responders really do shut down their strategy. Alright. We win in 2 turns if they don't have answers. Hey! We win this turn if they don't have an answer. Let's see if they have a Supreme Will in hand. Is that it? There it is! Oh, man. Good game. That was very close. We are 4-0 right now, guys. Path of Metal doing good work. I knew we needed to top deck something. Like, that was the thing. Was that top decking into a Glorybringer would have been amazing, or top decking into a Hazoret would have been pretty much game 2. Alright. Alright. Play first? Yes. There we go. There we go. Feel better about that. Okay, so game 1 here, we have 2 lands, a bunch of 2-drops. I'm okay with this being in this particular strategy. Again, I don't like Relentless Raptors at all. I don't think they're good, so they're just awkward. But we'll keep this. Sorry, Tamara, he just killed you with the G-Brain. Oh man, I think the Golem is really sweet. I think that he just didn't have any answers for any flyers or anything like that. That'd be amazing, Elliot, honestly. Alright, hit 6. Oh, man. Hashep Oasis here. This could be a Merfolk strategy. Ooh, Renegade. Alright. Let's go with a... Cancel first. I think Relentless Raptor is better here because it does trade. Carry Zev is also good too. I think Raptor's a little bit better because of the Death Touch here. Pass. If only Raptors had First Strike. Dude, if Raptors had First Strike instead of Vigilance, I think they'd be amazing. But yeah, Vigilance to me is just not that great. It's decent and limited, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm glad we played Raptor there instead of the Carry Zev because of this Adonto Vanguard. Yep, we're going to block there. Death Touch is annoying. We want it out of the way as soon as possible. Plains. Let's go for a Raptor here once again. What has 5 cards in hand? We'll go for a Belmont Courier attack here. I do think that Carry Zev and Adorn Pouncer next turn is amazing, so I don't mind losing the Courier if they do want to pay for the 4 life. They're not going to do it. That's fair. Is this going to be another approach deck? I think this is just a green-white aggro deck, honestly. Resilient Kinra, Adonto Vanguard, and Appeal to Authority, things like that. Sun Petal Grove, 5 cards in hand. I'll see you, Kazi. Adonto Vanguard here coming in. This can signify that they want to appeal. Okay, it's a 3/3 now. With Trample. Getting in for a 5/3. We're going to take 2 points of damage. I'm assuming they're going to want to pay 4 life for this. Yep. We lost 2 life, they lost 4 life. So, let's see. Strikes. Let's get out a Carry Zev here. Carry Zev and Adorn Pouncer hurt Adonto Vanguard very badly. Hit cancel real quick. Let's go for a Belmont Courier here. Attack. So what they can do is they can pay for the Indestructible, and then we can strike the Adonto Vanguard if they decide to block. If that's the case, then we're going to have them just lose 4 life for nothing. Yep, okay. No problem. We still lose a life there. They're going to do Indestructible. No problem again. Down to 9. Having first strike on our creature here means that they're probably not going to attack it unless they have another appeal card. They do have Authority as well. Adorn Pouncer is going to be coming in next turn too, and I feel like we're just going to be able to blow them out. I kill myself with the Adonto when I see no way to win. Legion's Landing here. So life gain is important. 2 cards in hand for our opponent. Can't do Hashep Oasis this turn. I was thinking Hashep would be the play there. Resilient Kinner coming in perhaps? Authority, wow, okay. So they're going to burn that immediately. Getting in for 6 points of damage here. Vigilance. Okay. We're down to 12. Firebrand, not bad. All right, so the thing is here, they have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we keep Fanatical Firebrand up here. We're going to attack out with the 1-3 and the 2-1. They'll have to double block, triple block if they want to kill Carry Zev. And we'll want to try and kill a Vanguard. They're not going to block, though. Alright, they're down to 8, which means Fanatical Firebrand is most likely going to be... Or down to 6, actually. It's most likely going to be a just kill spell for the Vanguard here. I'm assuming they don't want to do anything unless they have a Blossoming Defense. They'll go down to 5 for that, though. Come on. They're thinking about it. Now, it could have been better to kill the Lifelinker here, but because we have a Menace First Striker and a 1/1 Double Striker, Wow, they are going to pay for it. Oh, jeez. Do they think they can win this next turn? That is so weird. They're going to get a Flip Legion's Landing. Okay, appeal. Okay, they're going to gain life that way. That's fair. Going to 6 here. Burn off the top. Crispy if only. I'd probably see Daddy. I'm not sure. One card in hand. Authority here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going up to 6 here. Again, the green-white I feel like is really powerful. Obviously, Appeal to Authority is the biggest card in their blowout strategy. Drop me down to 2. Getting into a mountain here is not great. Going for a Chef at Dunes, though, is good. So if we go for a Chef at Dunes here, and then attack out with the 3 creatures, they'll want to block the Adorned Pouncer because it does 4 damage. I think we just pass, actually. Which is a little annoying. Green-white is good, but I think it still needs a better mana. A fast land or a pain land, maybe. Yeah, I agree. I think their mana is a little awkward. You have high hopes for M19? We'll see what happens. Maybe they've learned their lesson. Hashep Oasis here? Looks like it. Or Chef at Dunes. Either way, that's game. Let's go to game 2. I feel like every single time we played up against a green-white aggro on stream, we've lost. Authority's good against the aggro matchup here. I like Responder as well. Let's take out the Relentless Raptors. Let's see, 3 cards. Let's take out 1 console. It's just that all of the cards in our hand in our deck are very good in this situation. 1 Responder. Let's take out 1 Shock. Actually, keep Shock, take out a Strike. I like color land bases for aggro are annoying right now. I agree. Play first? Yes. Alright, opening hand for us. We have Kenra, Shock, Responder, and Glorybringer. I think this is a keep for us. Yeah, Inspiring Vantage is pretty good, though. Let's go for Inspiring Vantage and go for a Firebrand and get in for 1. Alright. Yeah, white isn't allied. Lands, Renegade. We're going to shock that, or actually go for a Kinra first. And the Responder. Yep. Renegade is annoying at being a 1-drop Death Toucher. Getting in for 3. Can't block it. And then next turn, if we get into another land, we'll play out a Responder. If not, we'll just shock the Renegade. Merfolk Branchwalker, okay. Ooh, they did get Thrashing Brontodon there. So Path of Metal is the card they're thinking of removing. Okay. I'm gonna pass this song here. Attacks, maybe? Vrask and Jace are no more. They break up! Alright. Passing turn. Let's see. Path of Metal here. That's pretty good for us. Does mean a flip land for us. Going to shock the Renegade here. So they do have Thrashing Brontodon, but they can't deal with a flipped land already. So they're going to kill the Fanatical Firebrand because they didn't want to have a Kenra coming back. There we go. It's doing a little bit better now. We're going to get out an Aerial Responder this next turn. Thrashing Brontodon's a 3/4, so it is going to be difficult to deal with. If we get into a strike, though, we might attack in and see if they feel like trading. Chef at Dunes, not bad. Let's go for a Responder here. Pass turn. Need 6 mana for a Kenra. Alright. 5 cards in our opponent's hand, 3 mana on the battlefield. Thrashing Brontodon, shutting down our ground-based strategy. Chef at Dunes coming in. Do with the drunken sailor, what will you do? Alright. Would love to get into a land for a Glorybringer play. That would be awesome. We're going to block with the Kenra here to kill it. I have no problem with that. They already played their land for turn, so I don't see a Scavenger Grounds coming in. Maybe they might have the artifact that exiles graveyards. Renegade here. Vanguard, alright. Hey, there we go. Gonna kill the Brontodon here. Getting in for 6 in the air, gaining 2 life. Yeah, we're definitely at an advantage now. Next turn we'll have Aerial Responder. We might not have that out. Actually, might actually hold up for a tower here. Adorned Pouncer coming in. All right, that's it. Opponent knew we had 6 in there, and also the tower, so we could have actually killed them on that turn. I think we're actually good as far as our hand goes. Cast Out could be coming in here, but Thrashing Brontodon will deal with that pretty quickly. So I think we're fine. Let's hit Submit. Into game 3. All right. The ever mythical, rare 5-0. Can we do it today? Ladies and gentlemen, we are so close. This is a decent hand. We're going to keep it. Let's pass turn here. We're on the draw. Opponent mulligan to 6. That's good news for us. Let's see. It's a tap land. Ooh, okay. Lightning Strike as well for us. We're going to hit 6 as well. Holding up a shock on their side of the field. Alright, 2 lands. Merfolk Branchwalker coming in here. Okay. They did hit it, so we're going to... Adorned Pouncer is what they hit. They threw that in the graveyard. We're going to go for a shock here. And hit 6. 6 to pay the respect. Oops, Sparring Advantage. Let's go for Adorned Pouncer first. And then pass turn. And that's why green-white has bad mana now. Yep, Legion's Landing. All right. And a Sacred Cat. Goodness. Opponent. Or land. Not opponent. Deck. Stop giving me land. We're going to have it so they can't block with the Sacred Cat for now. Let's just get in for 4 points of damage here. I'm assuming they're going to block the Adorned Pouncer. They may block the Shaker. Earthshaker. We do have 6 mana already, so we can get the Earthshaker back. Out of Chandelar? Oh, well, that is interesting. That's true. Although they got that, you know, they got that Egyptian Yu-Gi-Oh style eye going on there, so. Oh, man. That respect is a Logan Paul reference, isn't it, Taryn? Zakading. Shh. It's all about the respect. I've just watched so many YouTube videos of them talking about, like, Logan Paul and how terrible he is, and I just, I don't know. It's just funny. Getting in for 3 here. It's a Call of Duty reference, I think. Nope, it's a Logan Paul reference. Oh, man. Getting in for 3 here, dropping down to 17, up to 22 for them. We'll definitely want to, since the opponent hasn't hit their land drop just yet, we're going to definitely want to kill the Kinra first. Firebrand. Wow, we are just pumping. Terran Maverick confirmed. Low King for life, boy. No. No. I'm not that bad. Take Prowlers, bro, every day. No, it's just funny to follow them because they're just kind of, I don't know. It's like a nightmare project for like someone who used to work at like Disney and just like, oh no, they've gone and they've got their own brains now. What will we do? Branchwalker. We're getting close to an Earthshaker Kinra. We also have enough mana next turn for a Glorybringer or a Hazoret. Call of Duty had a funeral scene. Oh yeah, pay respect. I'm actually referencing both Gibbage. You're right. Like press F6 to pay respect. You're right. I'm actually talking about both. Let's see. We could go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go for a. This is 6 mana, correct? Yeah. Opponent has 3 cards in hand, 1 white mana. Let's go for our Fanatical Firebrand on the Merfolk Branchwalker, and then attack out with the 1/1 Double Striker. I'm assuming they'll go to block with the 1/1 Lifelinker. Maybe you're referencing someone else's reference. It's like 5 layers of references. Oh my gosh. Ooh, breakfast for dinner tonight sounds amazing. Let's see, Eugene's sweet potato fries. Like, he said that and I thought breakfast immediately for some reason. Like, oh, I don't have sweet potato fries for breakfast, but breakfast for dinner. Brenner sounds great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 mana for the Earthshaker Kinra. Alright, Resilient Kinra coming in again. It might actually have been better to kill the Lifelinker here, but... Referenceception. It's true. Alright, getting in for 3 here, going up to 20 again. Fare thee well, goodbye, fare thee well. I need 6 mana for these, right? Yeah. Alright, give me a bomb. Well, we got that, that's fine. Let's go for Kinra here. Two cards blocking defense. Yep. No attacks this turn then. Alright. Such a bad movie, Inception, it created a lifelong meme. Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. You know, actually, Jess doesn't like pancakes. So, or not pancakes. It likes bacon. Sorry. Eternalize on the Adorned Pouncer here. Alright. Let's go with Authority here. Let's go for another Adorned Pouncer of our own. And pass turn. Pre-attack, blossoming defense. Well, they need it because the Earthshaker Kynra entered the battlefield ability would have made it so they couldn't block. One card in our opponent's hand. Could go for an appeal to Authority here for Adorned Pouncer. Make it a, what is it? 1, 2, 3, a 7 double striker. 5 mana. Fumigate? Resilient Kynra. Okay. Does this gain trample with this? Nope, just XX. Okay. Alright. We're playing an Eternalized War right now. We're going to win this because of our double strikers. Making bacon pancakes. Oh, wow, they're giving it to the Sacred Cat here for that lifelink. Interesting. I thought they would give it to the 4/4 here. All right. A buddy of mine's ringtone. Nice. Caramel bacon. Ooh. Legion's Landing flip now. Not going to do that. We're going to do that. All right. Double striker coming in here. Coming in hot. And passing turn. We're playing a real grindy match right now, but we'll see what happens. Having a 4/4 double striker against a 4/4 double striker just means they cancel each other out. And the Earthshaker Kynra is going to kill this Resilient Kynra. They'll get in for 3 this turn. Now keep in mind they have other cards like ooh, Cast Out. Ooh, that hurts us a lot. They're going to grab the Pouncer here. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to win this match now. See, 8, 6, 7. They can actually get him for 7 this turn if we don't block the Pouncer. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11. 0 cards in hand. Block this way. Take 8, 9, 10, 11. Go to 2. Either way, if we block this, we would still take 6, 7. So we're taking 1 more. Or a little bit more. But goodness, this deck has 5 bombs, 3 Hazoret, 2 Glorybringer, and we didn't see any of them. What is happening? It's making me angry. Alright, alright, alright. Salty. Concede. Draw a card. Won't let us. Oh, man. Top decking forever. I mean, we have, you know, bombs for days. We just didn't draw into any of them. Annoying. Well, the forever coveted 5-0 is out of our grasp. We did 4-1, 1 punt, technically. But I think we did pretty good today, guys. If you think so, make sure to like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Have a good weekend. Go to an F&M near you. Go play some draft on MTGO if you like draft, if it fancies you. I think Boros Aggro has a real shot at being a Tier 1, Tier 2 deck. Tier 2 especially. I think Tier 1 maybe. It really does need some tinkering. I do think changes for this deck would definitely be On-Crop Crasher instead of Relentless Raptor. I do think a Braid instead of Direfleet Daredevil. Probably some more choices here as well against a control matchup or heavy aggro matchup like Sweltering Suns maybe, or something else like that. I think it would be really good. I think Settle the Wreckage is also a good card to bring in here too. But love you guys. Hope you had a good day. Enjoy your bacon. Not bacon cancer. Enjoy your bacon pancakes. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your day. Bye.
that gallant's yard, that's where you're bound to go. For I'm a young sailor boy, and where am I to go? Away upon that gallant yard, and take the gansel in. Say way, hey, hey, hi, roll and go. Away upon that gallant yard, and take the gansel in. For I'm a young sailor boy, and where am I to go? You're bound away to Kingston town, that's where you're bound to go. Say way, hey, hey, hi, roll and go. You're bound away to Kingston town, that's where you're bound to go. For I'm a young sailor boy, and where am I to go?